This is absolute madness. I have just seen the full apparition of Marie Antoinette. She is in this kind of flustered state, and all I can make out is diamant, and everything else is French. I don't know what that word means. I think it means diamond. It's insane. The energy is still here, that kind of weird strength. It's strong. It's not a timid energy, like there's a strength and a defiance, but honestly, this is the coolest ghost sighting I've had in a while, and weirdly, I can hear the franticness, the French, the mumbling, but I can still hear the harp, and I could hear the harp even before I stepped foot inside the palace, so I'm getting some really strange paranormal visions. I've just taken a minute to kind of sit down and reflect. I've been sitting here for a long time after that really strange apparition, and I feel like a new woman. It's scary. And I just feel like someone's telling me I need to leave, I need to leave quickly. So I'm going to learn my lesson and do what I'm told for once. Good morning, it's Brocarde here. Today, I'm on a ghost hunt of royal proportions. I'm in the Palace of Versailles, and behind me is Petit Trianon, which was the former home of Marie Antoinette. This was her private retreat, and many people say that her ghost still haunts this building today. She has been sighted in the gardens in this area. She has been sighted inside her former retreat, and also there has been some very famous historical figures also sighted in this area. Napoleon, wow. Benjamin Franklin, wow. And of course, Louis XVI. The Palace of Versailles is actually one of the most haunted places in the whole of France. Not just Paris, the whole of France. And it's easy to imagine why that might be. There is so much history within the grounds of the palace and the outbuildings. I mean, I call them outbuildings, but this is a neoclassical chateau. And of course, to anyone else, this is actually a palace. And why is this place so haunted? Well, if I was a ghost, I wouldn't want to leave here either. You know, these people have such fond memories of living in these huge, beautiful palaces. They were their home. And you have to remember that Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette left here against their will. So that would explain why people are sighting fragments of them within the grounds today. And I say fragments. We all know how they died. Off with their heads. From Petit Trianon to Grand Trianon. To be honest, the Petit Trianon was not that petite. Petite perhaps by Versailles standards, but you know, this one a little bit bigger and not necessarily as cozy, although cozy and chateau, palace, words that probably don't go together, but potentially this is haunted by Louis XVI. Now, I don't know why, but as soon as I entered the grounds of the Palace of Versailles, I was drawn to Le Petit Trianon, not so much Le Grand Trianon. I kind of feel like I'm interested in hunting down the ghost of Queen Marie Antoinette. And there is quite a lot of history in the grounds of Le Petit Trianon, and that is where her ghost has been mostly sighted. So as soon as the gates open, I'm going to be in there exploring, trying to see what I sense and feel. There's also some cool little stories from within those gardens that I'm going to share with you, and I'm really hoping that I see something. I'm hoping I see a royal ghost, because that would be quite special, and it would put the icing on the cake. Let them eat cake, you know, that famous Marie Antoinette phrase. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on. So behind me is the very lady herself, Queen Marie Antoinette, proudly adorning the walls on the entrance to the upper floor of her residence, as she should be. So what's actually really strange is that I can hear a harp when I'm standing in this room, even though the harp is in the other room. A little bit strange. So, as you can see, the upper floors are very beautifully decorated. Now we have come underground. This is where things start to get a little bit spooky. I can still hear the harp playing, even though no one is currently playing harp. A little bit mysterious, if you ask me. This is absolute madness. I have just seen the full apparition of Marie Antoinette. She is in this kind of flustered state, and all I can make out is diamant, and everything else is French. I don't know what that word means. I think it means diamond, but this is crazy. I'm in the gardens. This is the grotto, and that's mad. Like, that is so mad. So she is still here. This place is haunted by Marie Antoinette. And I didn't think, I'm so excited because I didn't think I would see that apparition here. I did not think I would sense anything so magical. But there's a panic, there's a frustration, and it's insane. The energy is still here, that kind of weird strength. It's strong. It's not a timid energy. Like, there's a strength and a defiance, but there's a panic over possessions, over diamonds, over wealth, over jewels. And it kind of blows my mind that I'm seeing that and I'm sensing that. And it's so cool. And I really want to pick up something on camera to share with you guys. Honestly, this is the coolest ghost sighting I've had in a while. And weirdly, I can hear the franticness, the French, the mumbling, but I can still hear the harp. And I could hear the harp even before I set foot inside the palace. So I'm getting some really strange paranormal visions, some really strange paranormal sights. And it's so cool. Behind me, you can hear the running water. I'm not in a bathroom or a toilet. This is the waterfall around the grotto. And it's mad. I was just walking just here, and the overwhelming urge to just sit down here. When I was staring into the fountain, I can literally see her face. It is the most magical, cool thing I've experienced in such a long time. And I don't know how to convey that to you guys. I don't know how to put that into video form. It is the coolest thing ever. I don't feel scared by it. I don't feel haunted. I feel like a sense of empowerment almost, which is really, really strange. Like I feel like I'm being empowered by something, and someone is giving me the strength, like to be a warrior, which is very, very bizarre. I feel like it's kind of strange feminist moment where someone is giving me kind of energy and power and fight. It's mad. I've just taken a minute to kind of sit down and reflect. I've been sitting here for a long time after that really strange apparition, and I feel like a new woman. It's scary. But I was just kind of contemplating and sitting here contemplating this amazing historical figure, who was hated by so many French people, and kind of pondering that question, did Queen Marie Antoinette start the French Revolution with her kind of love for wealth and excess? And, you know, many of you will know the story of the diamond scandal, which she was actually not guilty. But I don't think the French people ever kind of forgave her for that, even though she wasn't involved and she knew nothing of it. The problem was that she was very out of touch with the community and the civilians and the French people. I mean, as you would be. I mean, she got given a castle, and it's called Le Petit Trianon. But, you know, by anyone's standard, that was a castle that she was given on her 19th birthday, which obviously most people on their 19th birthday probably don't even have a car, you know, and let alone a palace. So her disconnect with the average French person was huge, even from the offset. And she loved diamonds, she loved pearls, she loved throwing lavish parties. And the fact that I spotted an apparition and I heard the words diamant, 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 just shows that perhaps even in death, that she has that kind of attachment and that fondness of the wealth that she was so accustomed to. And these kind of things blow my mind. Like, this is a place of extreme beauty. I mean, of course, it's a tourist trap, as is any historical location. And, you know, it's very hard to find a moment of solitude. And the moment of solitude when I see an apparition in one of the quietest areas of the garden absolutely blows my mind. And what was quite ironic is I was telling you how quiet it was, haven't seen a person for at least an hour, and when I was bragging about how I found a quiet spot, two people start talking behind me. But this is life, this is the reality of filming. But I think what I was trying to say is this is one of the most isolated parts of the Queen's Gardens, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of interesting to step away from the hustle and bustle and see things from another side, because this is what her everyday life would be, and this is why she's so alive in this area. Like, can still hear a harp playing. No, I don't have tinnitus, which is probably surprising considering the volume in which I listen to music, but yeah, I can still hear that harp. So I just wandered around to the back of the grotto and I heard a voice, and I just feel like someone's telling me I need to leave, I need to leave, you need to leave quickly. And the historical context of this, I don't know if I'm getting a flashback to that time at the start of the French Revolution where they needed to leave. She was captured, they were captured here at Versailles, and then they ended up getting beheaded. So that kind of feeling of fear is kind of coming all over my body. Like, I'm feeling an array of different crazy emotions. Like, it's gone from feeling empowered to feeling calm because of the harp and, you know, all the context of the diamond. And now I just kind of feel like that urging energy, like, go, we need to go, like the panic is setting in, like, I must leave. On that note, I am going to leave. I'm going to leave this area. I've been in Le Petit Trianon for a good number of hours now, and perhaps I have overstayed my welcome. Perhaps the kind of whole speech about how Marie Antoinette was not necessarily appreciated by the French people has caused a little uproar. But for whatever reason, I have a spirit trying to tell me that I need to go. So I'm going to learn my lesson and do what I'm told for once. Bye for now. Yo, it's Brocarde here, reporting from inside the walls of the Palace of Versailles. Now, I've had some very strange encounters inside that wall of mirrors, which I will explain fully. But for now, I'm going to sit down and enjoy a little bit of respite. I'm going to soak in what has happened today and have a Marie Antoinette macaron from Lauderay. It's got to be done. I'm trying very hard not to get lost in the gardens, swanning around with delusions of grandeur. No, aspirations of grandeur and a very good sense of humour. But yeah, kind of creepy. This place is so vast. I don't think you can comprehend how large the gardens and the grounds of Versailles is. I mean, it's a city on the outskirts of Paris, and the magnitude of it. You could literally probably spend days and days and days walking around here and still find new places. Until the next adventure, I've been Brocarde, you've been watching, and if you've got to this point in the video, thank you so much for bearing with me. So if you enjoyed that, leave a comment, subscribe, follow my journey, follow my music, follow my life, follow my next adventure. Bye.